Well, as Dick Weber has downed Tim HARAHAN in the second game, that gives him the opportunity to meet his old friend and competitor, Buzz Fazio. Weber with 8 strikes in that game. And here is the man that will soon be 61. Weber, 38 years old. And like he did in the second game, opens with a big strike.
And Chris, this is a rematch of last night's activity. They played in the final game last night, first and second, when Wayne Zahn moved from third into first.
Fazio, 5'6", 145 pounds. Little high, leaving the 7th pin on the right lane. Buzz Fazio. And Buzz, who wastes no time, marks with a spare in the first frame. Buzz keeps going over and rubbing the sole of one of his shoes, Billy.
Chris, he's doing that to make sure that he gets all that dust off, that he doesn't slip, or that he has stepped in anything that will cause him to slide too much or stick at the line. Keeping that sole clean.
And he leaves the 4-7 on the left lane. Buzz Fazio, 60 years old, 2-time winner on the PBA Tour, with wins in Princeton, New Jersey, and in Sacramento. At this point, trailing by 2 pins. All-American 5 times, and he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1963. A pair of spares for Buzz Fazio. And his opponent, Dick Weber, opened with a strike, now shooting in the second frame. A big double for Dick Weber. You know, Buzz Fazio certainly is an amazing competitor for a man almost 61 years of age. We asked Dick Weber what he thinks about that.
But a bowl against a 61-year-old man like Buzz Fazio, I have great admiration for Buzz, and I'm going to treat him just like I would a young boy coming on the tour, because especially with all the years of experience that he's had, and I just think he's an incredible, fantastic man.
And so is Dick Weber. 3 strikes in a row, taking a 22-pin lead, and now it's up to Buzz Fazio, who opened with 2 spares, shooting now in the 3rd frame. Look at that face. What a lovely human being.
Great competitor, great concentrator.
And the buzzer comes up with his first strike in the 3rd frame. Last night we asked Buzz how he feels about making the finals today. And we'll have his comments for you in a second. You'll be hearing it. A double for Fazio. And now it's Dick Weber. String of 3. Crossing over and getting 4 in a row, just as he did in his first performance here this afternoon.
Chris, he reared a little at the line, and he knew it right away. There you see him trying to tell himself to stay down. When he did it, he was just praying that the ball got over far enough so that he didn't get a split. He's doubly happy because then he got a strike and kept his strength.
All-time money winner, Dick Weber, $279,362. big strikes. And with the string of 5, we stay right with this match. And as we look at Buzz, this is what he said last night about how he feels in making the finals.
Well, I'll tell you, after coming through these 16 games, I'm tired and I'm stiff, and tonight I'm going to die in bed. But tomorrow morning, what bothers me, I'll be so stiff I ain't going to be able to move, but I'll have to go through a few calisthenics and take a real good hot shower and work out and get ready for this match.
The voice of 60-year-old Buzz Fazio. At whom we're looking. He also had this to say about conditioning. Listen.
The key to the success that I've had in bowling for all these number of years, I think, is I don't abuse my body, and I bowl so easy, and it's the easier I do it, the better I bowl.
Going for 3 in a row. And Buzz Fazio has 3 big strikes.
And he's made a beautiful adjustment, Chris. On his first 2 shots, both on the right and on the left lane, he was a little slow and a little too direct. And playing the track, the ball went high or caught too much of the head pin. On his next 3 shots now, he has given the ball a little more room to the right and has increased his speed, solid in the pocket.
Here's a man who captained 2 ABC team champions, 1951 and again in 1958. Looking for a 4-bagger. And Buzz standing there wondering just what he did wrong, leaving the 4-6 on the left lane.
Chris, on that left lane, which is hooking more, without the good speed, then that ball is going to hook high and leave you the disastrous split to 4-6, which is unmakeable unless the pin should bounce out.
Right. So it is an open frame for Buzz Fazio in the 6th. And now Dick Weber, working on 5 strikes in a row. He has come to the halfway point of picking up a check from the American Broadcasting Company for $10,000 and from Lincoln Mercury, a Cougar. 6 more, Billy.
He's charged up.
Leaving the 7 pin on the left lane, giving him 169 through the 6th with a spare up in the 7th. And he's off here in 1969 to a whale of a good start, winning his first game over HARAHAN 234 to 172. Dick now with a 45 pin lead. This is the 3rd game in our live color telecast from the West Valley Bowl here in Canoga Park, California. We'll be back here at the $45,000 Greater Los Angeles Open Championship in just a moment. And the man at whom we're looking is the man that won the heralded gold medal, the decathlon champion of the world, Bill Toomey. Watching the competition here, and there is none greater than this champion. A young man, while here's a man twice his age at 60, Buzz Fazio, who comes up with another split. Capacity crowd here at the West Bowl, and this is Buzz Fazio now trying to convert the 4-9. Little to the left of the 4, as you saw. And it's a 2nd open frame, which helps to increase Weber's lead to 57 pins.
Chris, you'll notice that most of the opens today have been in or around the pocket split variety. And here they've all been playing a very tight line right up the track, the second arrow, which is the 10th board. You couldn't play the big hook here.
Strike coming back in the 8th frame. He opened with 2 spares, then 3 strikes, 2 open frames, and now a strike again. Here's Dick Weber leading by 57 pins. He had 8 strikes in the first game that he bowled today in his victory 234-172 over HARAHAN, and thus far he has 7 strikes in 8 frames. The winner of this match moves into the finals and will go against Wayne Zahn, the tournament leader, for the $6,000 first prize. Another one for Mr. Weber.
He's been bowling great all week, Chris. He qualified 2nd place, where Buzz Fazio made the most fantastic move. He qualified 16th, just getting in, moved all the way up to 2nd place.
Strike up in the 8th, shooting in the 9th. Sliding by, leaving the 1-2-4-5. Correction, 1-2-4-8.
And Chris, that is just what we spoke about earlier. The ball going wide or outside of the track will not come back.
And as you see, Dick Weber has clinched a spot in the finals worth $6,000 to the winner. And for Buzz Fazio, he will get a check for $2,000 for having finished 3rd. Having finished 4th, getting $1,800 is Tim HARAHAN. And Eddie Patterson, who lost in the very first game on our telecast to HARAHAN, picks up a check for $1,600. Now shooting in the 10th frame. That strike with a spare up.
For the 24 qualifying games, Chris, the leading qualifier was Ed Bourdet, who had a little trouble in the match game competition yesterday and wound up finishing in 8th place.
So Buzz Fazio bowling a 192. Here in our 3rd game, which leads to the finals, and here is the winner, Dick Weber. Would you believe it? That's his 9th strike in this game. He had 8 in the first.
He has a possible 279 with 2 more strikes, and he really has that ball rolling and carrying well. There you see carrying high, carrying light, and even the solid hit, he hasn't gotten tapped yet.
Dick Weber leaving the 7th pin, and this is the man he will face in the finals. The current national champion, Wayne Zahn of Atlanta, Georgia. Originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And originally from Indianapolis, Weber. There is a 268 for Dick Weber. In 2 games, a total of 17 strikes. 234 and a 268. So the story of the Greater Los Angeles Open Championship is almost history. Dick Weber gets set now to meet Wayne Zahn from Atlanta, Georgia, and at stake, the championship and $6,000. We'll be back in a moment.